Hi, everyone. My name is Michael Maywis. I teach in the Department of English and Comparative Literary Studies, and it's you get me right at the end of a teaching day in this unprecedented year. And like all of my colleagues, I'm really welcoming the moment where we can invite all of you to campus. But I just want to talk very briefly about how incredibly excited I am about the Department of English and Comparative Literary Studies and why I think you should be excited too. And the main thing to take away from this presentation is, as someone who's interested in taking a multiple degree course in Warwick School of Modern Languages, we are a Department of English and Comparative Literary Studies. Since the founding of our department in the 1960s, we've always been a department that focused on English literature alongside comparative world literary traditions. And from the 60s to the present day, we've been one of the most exciting places in the United Kingdom to study English literature and world literature in a broad transnational framework. The department is the absolute center in the United Kingdom of the study of what's called world literature. It is also absolutely the center of the United Kingdom for the study of Neo-Latin literature. That is to say, literature written in Latin in England following the Roman Empire. And in that incredible breadth of approaches, in scholars, in the synergy between scholars who study contemporary science fiction and scholars who study the Latin literature of the Renaissance, in between those two positions, there is an incredibly rich and diverse research culture that our students are able to tap into and really to sustain, because alongside the literature that we do, we are an incredibly student-focused department with small class sizes reflecting our commitment to the undergraduate experience. All of our joint degrees that we run alongside other departments have a strong and distinct comparative approach, which means that we see students like you as, that is to say, students seeking to complement their study of one language with the complement of another. We see you as one of our absolutely strongest assets, and we're very eager to talk to you about the opportunities that we offer. If you look at a series of books that have been written recently by our department, you'll notice the incredibly broad range of approaches that are taken from my colleague Micah Tucker Abramson's book about post-war American urban development and the novel, to my colleague Steve Purcell's book about Mark Rylance's time at the Globe Theatre, to my colleague Emma Mason's book on Christina Rossetti, to Pablo Mukherjee's book about environmental apocalypse and natural disasters and the Victorian Empire. What you see here is a conversation that you can be a part of, is a conversation that sees world literature and English literature as part of an incredibly dynamic and ongoing conversation stretching from the past to the present. And we want you to be part of that conversation. As you can see from a list of modules that the department runs, we are one of the broadest places, probably the widest range of modules of any department in the United Kingdom in terms of the range of approaches that we offer. You can take anything from our incredibly popular Alternative Life Worlds science fiction module to American Horror Story, tracking the notion of horror in novels and film, to Romantic and Victorian poetry, to modules that treat the question of the animal in actual life and in literature, through to a very popular course situating the literature of Victorian England in the context of Imperial Asia, to courses on the literature of the global city, to accounts of what it means to remake Shakespeare for a 21st century audience. Whatever your interests in English literature are, and however you see that complementing the degree that you're seeking to do, we are an incredibly broad an incredibly student-focused place to pursue those interests. And we think that that breadth and really our passion for our subject comes through in some of the things that our graduates do. We were very fortunate a few years ago when not one but 3 companies drawn from Warwick undergraduates had incredible success doing really gutsy, passionate political theater at the Edinburgh Festival. We also send a lot of our students out into local schools through what's called the Transformations Project to inspire local students with the kinds of energy and enthusiasm that we ourselves model. We also have alumni working in an incredibly broad range of fields. Basically anything that you can do with an English degree, anything you can do with most degrees, you can do with great success out of the Warwick ECLS department. And we want to be very quick because we know that you've got a lot of videos to watch through. But if you have any questions or if any of this sparks an interest for you, please don't hesitate to get in touch. My name is Michael Maywes. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you today. I wish you every success in your future studies. Thank you so much.